This is the Whatever You Say podcast.
Sometimes you're the smartest guy in the room, but you don't want anybody to know it. Let them think you're a dummy. You don't know anything. And they're yapping away, right? It's a big advantage. There's other times when you're not the smartest guy in the room. But if you keep your mouth shut, nobody knows that. They don't know it. So you let them talk, commit themselves. By the time they're finished, then you can become the smartest guy in the room because they told you everything.
Hey, fuck you, man! Who put this thing together? Me! That's who! Who do I trust? Me!
All right, check 1, 2. Is this thing on? Whatever You Say podcast in full action. Ivory Towns here, checking in, one more go round. Hey, listen, man. I got a special show today. This is almost kind of like if I reach back into the Whatever You Say podcast archives. If I was doing this for like 10, 15 years, you know what I mean? Because we kind of going back in the day on this one, man. I got an old buddy in the house. We're going to chop it up, so just sit back and listen to the conversation. Let me give a shout out to the sponsors, Cibo Alto. That's right, Higher Level Cuisines. Check them out on IG, cibo.alto. If you know, you know, huh?
If you know, you know.
That's right, and one more go round for my folks at Covington Heat and Air. Listen, man, if you're running too hot, running too cold, they'll come out there and balance you out. All right, no problems. Good numbers, not gonna cost you an arm or leg. One time for my folks, Covington Heat and Air. Check them out on IG right there. Listen, Ivory Towns, you know that already. And believe it or not, Oklahoma City area, I'm gonna say this, my dude is regional. Yeah, he's regional. He's not even kind of like city bound or, anything like that. I mean, listen, he's been doing this radio hosting kind of cool guy thing for a while. We're going from Texas, Oklahoma City, now he's taking over the Arkansas waves, man. We're going to pick his brain. I don't know how he does it, but my man's kind of like, where's Waldo in this radio game? You know what I'm saying? Where's he at now? I don't know. You know what I'm saying? What station, what area code is he shutting down now? And if you don't know already, if you can't tell by the laugh, okay, see, you know this fella. I'm talking about, new name, by the way.
That's right.
Noel Sosa, Mr. No So.
Yeah.
How we doing, man?
Man, doing good, man. It's kind of cool to be here in your setup, man.
Appreciate you coming to the Whatever You Say studios. Man, just one time, can I tell who I'm talking about?
I mean, yeah.
Okay, see, y'all know this dude, Elite One.
Yeah.
The goon at noon. But my man has stepped up kind of like way beyond that. I'm honored my man gave me some time to come through and chop it up with me because my man is busy now.
I mean, literally hit the highway just to come make sure I had a chance to sit down with you, man.
My man is busy now. All right? He's busy, man. You listen. Don't try to call him. He won't pick up.
Oh, come on now.
He won't pick up. My man, hey, man, I appreciate you giving me some time.
I feel pressure, man. You put a lot of pressure on me with all that.
I feel pressure to ask some quality questions and to have a good conversation because, like I said, man, you're a regional guy, man.
But you know what, man? I got to say this too, man. Since we're gonna have a real conversation today, and it's something I've been really looking forward to. I have always thought that you were an exceptional talent, man, in this format and just on the microphone. Since I met you, man, I describe my man Ivory. When I talk about his skill set on the microphone, I always say, you know what, this guy is talented and he does it effortlessly. It's not like you're not trying to have this big booming voice. You're not trying to be, you're not trying. You're just doing your thing. And that's what I've always appreciated about you, and that's why I love working with you on the radio. When we were together, working those years on the radio station, you were my favorite person to collaborate with because I just thought that the chemistry was good, and I just loved your style, man. I think you're very gifted at this, and I'm excited to see where you can take this Whatever You Say podcast, man. And I know it's just kind of getting going, but that's why I said I got to get in on the ground level. I got to be one of the early ones, man. I got to get in there with my guy, I
appreciate those words, man. And you literally were the first DJ I met when I started working up there.
That's right, huh?
I, like literally in the hallway, I think I just went in, dropped off my little demo and did my little paperwork and set up for a date, you know, at a later time to come back and chop it up with T Monday. And you were, I don't know, I had some time to kill and just we're in the hallway coming back from talking to somebody. I think you were down the hall talking to the folks in IT.
Yeah.
And I was walking out and we met in the hallway and I said, I asked you something. I can't remember what I asked you, something stupid probably. Hey man, how do I get on up here? Who do I need to talk to? You know, some silly.
Something like that, right?
You know what I'm saying? And you was like, hey man, I don't know. Hey man, you put your demo, basically telling me to do the stuff I just did.
Right.
You know,
you did the right thing.
But I knew automatically. I said, Goon at noon. I know that. I know that voice right there. You know, so, but nah, man, and here we are again, 13 years later?
Yeah, man, that's about right.
Something like that?
Yeah, because, about 12, 13 years.
Yeah.
Right on the money. Yeah. 12, 13 years later.
And before you shut down OKC, you did your thing in Corpus Christi, Texas.
Yeah, man, Southern Texas kid, you know, came up there and got my start in radio, kind of right out of high school.
Yeah.
Just kind of by chance, you know what I mean? I never planned on being in radio.
Right.
It's something that kind of found me and yeah, man, been doing it ever since. You know, just picked up the ball and kept running. You know,
me neither. It's weird. I never planned into really getting into radio until kind of things changed in my life, and I kind of just had to adjust and figure out what was going to be my next move.
Mm-hmm.
And I always liked sports. I always wanted to use sports as my kind of way in.
Yeah.
But the day-to-day grind of radio, that was a new thing.
Well,
you know
listen,
what I mean?
man, radio is very different from what people think that it is.
Yeah.
You know, people have a perception of what radio is, and then they get into it and they're like, oh, this is different.
This is different.
It's different.
I thought it was this. No, it's not at all.
Right.
I thought we were going to be, no, you're not. You're not. Push that button over there and just sit down and shut up.
Right.
And here we are, like we said, 2022. Where's radio going? I don't know if you know, but we had a
This is the
local
Whatever You Say
station
podcast.
in the city that basically shut down.
Really?
Yeah.
Oh.
103 is like on its way out.
Oh, really?
And you know, not 103 Wild.
Oh,
Wild.
Was
I think it was a 104.9.
104.9? I'm trying to remember, yeah.
Yeah, they're on their way out. So I don't know if they're going all the way automated, but their DJs are shipping on up out of there.
Well, you know, man, it's a changing landscape, and
Yeah.
I'll say this: I truly believe that radio is currently, right now, in an evolutionary period, and I say that very purposefully because either you're going to evolve, or if you can't, you're going to go extinct.
I was about to say, is it evolutionary or on its last leg?
It's definitely evolutionary.
Yeah.
I can say that with certainty. It's definitely evolutionary. It's just all about being able to navigate that space, and if you can navigate it correctly, you're gonna set yourself up very beautifully. But if you fail to make the right moves, well then, you know, they're gonna put your fossils in the museum. You know.
Now, are we talking? Now, you think will the everyday AM FM radio? I guess it's still free. So as long as it's free, it still has a place,
and
you know, in our everyday lives. But I mean, at some point, the XM Sirius stuff is gonna move in, right?
I mean, right. FM, you know, terrestrial
then
radio.
It's not going to be free.
Right. Terrestrial radio is still extremely viable because it is free and it's just so accessible.
Yeah.
That's the thing. It's the most accessible form of communication that there is, you know. So there's just no getting around that. And the data that's out there will show you that, no, radio still got one heck of a reach. It's actually doing better in a lot of aspects than like local TV's doing.
Right.
You know, because TV's even more limited because they're facing some of the same, you know, challenges, if you will, that radio's facing, except they're not as accessible, you know.
Have you tried to watch a new channel here lately? have you ever been watching commercials? Hey, I need to download that real quick. I want
Right.
to watch that show.
Right.
Yeah, that's what TV is at right now.
It's tough, man. Listen, football season just started back up.
Yeah.
My father called me. He's like, man, I'm trying to watch Thursday Night Football, and they're saying I got to go subscribe to some. I don't want to say the name of the channel, but he's like, what is this, man?
Yeah, what? Like he's panicking.
Yeah.
Listen, I haven't watched Red Zone at all this year.
Right.
What the hell? I'm a Red Zone fanatic. I need that. And these first 2 weeks, it's been crazy. I can only watch one game at a time. Mm-hmm. That sucks.
Right.
Nah, I like bouncing around, watching the whole league. But yeah, it's crazy, man. And kind of TV has gotten a lot more expensive. Mm-hmm. Meaning you got to pay for everything you want to watch. They don't just bundle everything up and you get all the channels. I mean, if you still want to go old school cable style, it's still out there. You can still do that. But it's turning towards, these apps and Fire Sticks and things like that.
Yeah, cutting the cord was supposed to be like this big money saver, but it ended up turning into like, whoa, dang, I got to pay this dude, and this dude.
It was for like a year, 2 years, but yeah, it's kind of wild. And I don't know if radio will get to that point to where we're paying for. I put it like this: folks are not going to pay for DJs.
Right.
They're not going to do that.
Right.
They might pay for Noel Sosa over here.
Come on.
They're not. I mean, they might pay for this guy.
I pray to God that's true. No.
But I don't know. You know what I'm saying? I mean, at any moment now, I guess that all depends on the business owner, because at any moment he can say, "Man, listen,
yeah,
we going automatic. I'm tired of looking at y'all's faces."
And you see what they're doing. I mean, it's making noise right now. What was it? A month ago they came out with a virtual rapper, like a
what was that? An AI?
Wait till they start doing that. Wait till they start doing that with DJs, and they kind of already are in certain aspects. So yeah.
Wow. Yeah, AI, artificial intelligence rapper, and who's promoting and who's buying this stuff? Who's writing his raps? I gotta look into that. I saw something on that.
It was very strange.
It was weird.
Yeah.
I was like, is that where we're going? They're telling us that we're going to show you, we're going to market a fake rapper to you, but you guys don't care.
Oh man, we're used to fake rappers.
Right. That's not an issue.
We've been ready for that. We've been groomed for that for a while.
Man, and listen, you brought that up, man. These rappers, dude. I mean, are they like realer than the rappers we came up listening to?
No, listen, here's the thing. Well, listen, I'm not trying to talk down.
Right.
Because we grew up, and I say, see, I'm dating myself now. I'm one of them guys.
But they're serious, though. These dudes is wild.
Let me say this. When I grew up, being real was very emphasized. It was important. It was almost a requirement. Uh-huh. That's not necessarily the case these days. However, what has happened to me is that these rappers have gotten sloppy, and I don't want to say realer because I feel like,
That's too much of a compliment.
Yeah.
Bolder.
Well,
that's bold, man. To go like rap,
making bad moves.
To go rap on a dude's grave that you and your friends killed. That's like, it's silly.
To me, you call that stupid.
Stupid.
I call that stupid.
All that.
And I don't mean to be offensive or talk down on anybody, but that is a stupid move to do.
It is. And that's
where are your big homies?
That's the issue, man.
That's the issue.
That's the problem, man. Like, I want to say, I don't. It's not like I'm a crime almanac or something.
Right.
But I'll say, like, I don't know. It seemed like in the late '90s, maybe early 2000s, the so-called big homies was getting wrapped up and was like telling on the little homies. Like a lot of those stories.
Didn't keep it down. Didn't stay solid.
You know what I'm saying? Like a lot of those stories, I remember started to percolate through the streets, and a lot of that stuff was going on. A lot of older cats telling on the younger cats, shooting and killing the younger cats. And it was, and here we are 20 years later. It's in the music. Where is music right now? What do you say for music? As someone who, you've seen this, you've been doing this for a while, man. You've seen all the genres come through, and has drill music made its way to Arkansas yet?
I mean, yeah, it's all over the place. And
really, it has? Really?
Oh, yeah, absolutely.
Wow.
100%.
I can't stand that. I can't stand it.
I don't really. It's not my jam either. You know what I mean? I mean, listen, we just launched a platform out there in Arkansas. The company I work for currently, we launched a platform out there, and it's a classic hip hop station. Primarily, we still play new music too, but we're selective of what we play.
Right.
It's called The Vibe. That's the name of the station, and that's really our goal with it, is just to keep the vibe appropriate for the market. You know what I mean? So it's not just a broad paintbrush. This is what we're gonna do. We're very like a fine made suit fits you just right. We're trying to do that for our market with the product, and I say all that to say, you know, where is music, right?
Yeah.
People, man, they love those classic hits. It takes them back. That's what they grew up with. That's what they identify with. But then the new music still has a place too, but we're real select on which ones we feature on our air. Listen, music has changed as it always does. It's always changing, right? I mean, I remember, you know, jamming, you know, Pac, Dre, Biggie, and getting criticized by the old heads, saying, "Man, what is this you listening to?" You know,
That's what we doing now, man.
we doing the same
That's where
thing,
we at.
man. And again, it's hard for me to understand, but I kind of understand it. Matter of fact, I'll tell you this: Juice World. I'm gonna just throw this name out there.
Okay, rest in peace.
Yeah, rest in peace.
Okay.
Right, passed away a couple years ago.
All right.
A couple years ago. I really wasn't into his music. But I didn't get off deep into it either, right? Because I knew him from his radio hits and stuff like that, and it was just another song to me.
Right.
But when he passed, I remember listening to a couple of his records, and there was this one song in particular, man, called "Rich and Blind," and I remember listening to it, and I'm like, "Whoa!" I remember when I used to do this. He's basically saying the same stuff; it just sounds different. You know what I mean? So, and I'm not saying that's always the case, because listen, there's some stuff out there that I can't identify with at all.
Right.
But these young folks, man, you got to give them their chance. You got to give them their moment. Even though we don't understand it, you got to let them express themselves, because that's what this art is anyway. But again, music is, I think, more accessible than ever, right? You can listen to anything, anywhere, anytime.
$10.
You know,
$10 a month.
that's right.
You got all the music in the world.
So you're gonna get these guys who are getting pushed on mainstream, but then you're gonna get guys who no one's ever heard of, who are still wildly successful.
Yeah.
You know, I mean, music's everywhere. I guess is the point. What I'm trying to say. Hey, whatever you say, man.
Whatever you say, huh? He's a fast learner, folks. Yeah, that's one thing about, you know, the young cats. And us as, you know, the older generation, the energy's still the same. It's still hip hop, you know, and it's them expressing themselves. And us as older folks are not supposed to understand that.
And listen, man,
Not supposed to get down with it.
They're growing up in a different world. These youngsters are growing up in a different world. I mean, completely different.
Totally different.
You know, so how could we expect something that we're used to when they had never had to experience what we experienced?
Yeah.
And again, that goes on and on and on. You know, you can go all the way down the line with that.
Yeah, same thing with you know, our generation, the generation before, and the one before. But the issue right now is how humans in this generation, how we take ourselves out, is that the gap that's between the two generations is too close together now. It's supposed to be wide, right?
Right.
But we got old folks trying to act young.
Oh, buddy.
We got, you know what I'm saying? I mean,
you seen Twerking Granny? Like, seen this?
That's what I'm saying. We got old folks trying to do what the young, and it's not. Listen, I still feel young. I still feel like I'm, you know, I look pretty young for my age and stuff. But there's a limit. You know what I'm saying? I'm not, you know. And then, listen, if you want to go out and look like these young dudes and wear you know, tights and whatever you want to do, you know, whatever, it's on you. But I think that's kind of an issue, and kind of where the two generations clash. You know, where we're always talking about how these youngsters are disrespectful, and they don't respect their elders, and they don't know the history and things like that. Well, you know, one reason is because the older folks who should be trying to teach them and show them those type of things, are trying to look like them.
Boy,
trying to do what they do.
That's tough, man.
And trying to act how they act. So, I mean, you know, it's okay to have that gap between young and old. Believe us, our parents, our grandparents didn't want nothing to do with what we had going on.
Right.
You know, for the most part.
Right.
But
That's a real deal.
all right, we're older. We figured that out by now.
Yeah, there it is.
Enough of that.
Yeah, we didn't play that card.
Beat that one to death. What's going on in Arkansas, man? I mean, one thing about it, I think one thing about your kind of what you've been doing, Texas, Oklahoma, Arkansas, not the same, but basically not too different of thinking and mind frame and
I'm a Southern boy.
way of living, right?
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah. Yeah, I'm definitely a Southern soul, you know.
Although I think, listen, man, if they threw you out there in California, you take over.
Hey,
You know what I'm saying?
what's up, man? Yeah.
You threw my man out there. He'll figure it out.
Yeah, well, I appreciate that too, man. I mean, listen, I try, and it's, you know what's funny you say that. I you know, definitely can identify with some of that culture. The culture I've never really been too keen on is like that East Coast.
Yeah.
But it's funny, man, because oftentimes I'll be out doing my thing, and especially, I mean, I'm just saying in Arkansas, right? And I'll be, you know, suited up, man. People always, for some reason, want to pin me for an East Coast guy.
Yeah.
And they think I'm some like Italian dude. I'm like, hey, man, just because my last name ain't in a vowel, calm down. I'm from Texas.
Right.
I'm from Oklahoma. I'm in
Sosa,
Arkansas.
huh?
Yeah, right.
Versace shades, huh? Okay. We got you pegged, buddy.
Yeah, right. Well, so it's funny, man. I kind of get the
Podcast.
mix of it all, but I mean, I guess that's a good thing, right? I guess that's a good thing.
Yeah. I think we know the similarities. What are the differences, though, between that you can pick up on?
Man, that's a great question. There's definitely some differences. It's hard for me to really, you know, point them out.
One thing I will say, and you put me up on this. We know oil money floats in all three of those
That's right.
states, right?
Right.
We know Texas is big, so we understand a lot of money, a lot of oil money coming through there and everything. Oklahoma, Arkansas, not as big as far as size, but you told me about how a lot of the Fortune 500 companies have their home companies and home offices
Yes.
in Arkansas.
Well, this is the craziest thing that I found out about Arkansas.
I didn't know that.
No, this is kind of mind blowing. It was for me, and I mean, who do I know? I'm just, you know, I'm just your average guy who came up from nothing, right?
Right.
But when I got to Arkansas, I realized, oh man, there's something special going on here because so Walmart, which I mean, listen, when it comes to companies that are massive, it's hard to beat that.
Right.
Walmart, right? They have their home office there in Northwest Arkansas. And a couple years ago, they were like, you know what? We've been flying out all our people to come meet with all these companies, all these vendors, all these people who are in our stores. I tell you what, if you want to do business with us, you come here. And now all of a sudden, all these companies have an office in some kind of capacity, have an office there in Northwest Arkansas. I mean, dude, pretty much all the big name brands that you ever know about that we're familiar with, that we use products every single day that are in this room, that are in through everybody's house in America, they've all got an office right there in Northwest Arkansas.
So Walmart, who else? Give me some other ones like
I mean, Procter and Gamble.
Procter and Gamble.
And you got to understand
makes
how,
all type of shit.
I mean, come on, man.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Campbell's Soup. You know what I mean? Warner Brothers. I mean, dude, we're going to go on and on and on and on and on.
And this is all in Arkansas.
All right there.
Wow.
Not just in Arkansas, in Northwest Arkansas, that corner of the state.
Wow.
It's very concentrated. So, I mean,
And I wonder if that's how. And I'm hearing that, you know, the arts community is really getting real big, like in Tulsa, Oklahoma, and that's right next to.
Yep.
How far is Tulsa from Northern Arkansas? From
I mean,
where you at, Fayetteville?
well, yeah, Fayetteville, Bentonville. It's just the Northwest Arkansas region. We call it NWA, by the way.
Right, no doubt. Long live hip hop.
Forever. You know. Saw Ice Cube, by the way, but I have to tell you about that. But yeah, man, from my address, I can get to Tulsa in about 2 hours. You know?
Yeah, really.
Yeah.
Ice Cube's coming down here.
Is he?
Matter of fact,
Dude, probably the best show I ever been to.
Ice Cube.
Mm-hmm.
Really?
And not just because it was Cube. Obviously, yes, it's Ice Cube. But
Anybody with him, or he just rocking by himself?
Dude, by himself.
Really?
Grabbed the mic and rocked it for like an hour and a half, 2 hours.
Yeah.
Just emceed that thing.
Yeah.
Like just an incredible show. And then, of course, the venue was just phenomenal. Perfect venue.
Cube,
Wasn't,
man.
because Cube do big arenas.
Yeah.
This was, for all intents and purposes, a more intimate setting,
He's going to be at one of the casinos down here. So,
Boy.
it's going to be some kind of small, those aren't real big.
Right, right. See,
So
that's going to be worth the money then.
Yeah.
You
Yeah.
get Cube in a setting like that, come on. He gonna blow the roof off that place.
Are the versus still cracking? Not to throw everybody off, but the versus battles on.
I think they're still going. I don't know though. I think they're still
I'm
going.
waiting for a Cube Scarface versus.
Ooh, you know which one I want to see?
What's that?
Jay-Z, Lil Wayne.
Okay, I'm with that. Because you have to be able to match hits,
Right,
like number wise.
right.
You know what I mean? And catalog. You have to be able to match, and that's like the only one I could really think of for either one on the mainstream level.
Yeah, but
You know what I'm saying?
but Jay-Z, you got to remember though, he started like a decade before Wayne,
Yeah.
and it's still kind of going, and Wayne's still going too. But Wayne done a lot of drugs, man.
yeah, a lot of drugs, a lot of you can tell. His dreads are disappearing.
I got nothing but love for the guy too, man. It just is what it is.
Have you seen his dreads? They like disappeared by the chunks.
Well, that happens now too.
Yeah.
You seen Coolio?
Yeah, oh my God. Coolio and Stevie Wonder still trying to hang on. Hang on them things, man. But yeah, I didn't know that money was coming through Arkansas like that.
Man.
And like I said, because Tulsa is just a couple hours away, I'm hearing that the Tulsa community is getting up and they're doing some things out there. So, shout out to them. And man, for one, give them where you're at right now. Give them the website and they can pick it up online or something.
Oh, you talking about for work?
Uh-huh.
Yeah. The company that I currently work for is called Rocks Radio. Rocks NWA, again, Northwest Arkansas, right? RocksNWA.com. Got all our different. We got several different radio stations, and actually getting ready to add another. But that's all I can say about that.
Let me know.
Yeah.
We'll take whatever you say on the road.
Hey,
or
come on
something.
now.
You know what I mean?
Yes, sir.
Talk to my guy Noel Sosa,
Yeah, man.
the livest in the NWA.
And hit me up, man. Yeah, Noel Sosa online. I think my IG is Noel Sosa 1000. Yeah, love to hear from you. Love to always growing the network, man. I'm the kind of guy I try to leave no stone unturned,
And you got another little venture that we're doing out there, Fair Ones and Fairways.
Ooh, yeah, man. This is a new thing. Something
Fair
that I'm
Ones
excited
and
about.
Fairways.
Man, Fair Ones and Fairways. You can find that on IG. I'm gonna get the other pages up going soon, but I just my personal passions, man. My personal passions. Man, you know me, and anybody who's listened to me, they know that.
Fair Ones, we talking about fights now.
That's right, boxing.
Catch one.
I am a boxing fanatic. I've grown up with boxing since I was just a little child. It was the first thing that really grabbed my mind, and I've never stopped watching. So, I can talk boxing with my eyes closed. I can talk it all day, every day. The old stuff, the new stuff, the hypotheticals, the pound-for-pound conversations, the best ever conversations. You name it, I can talk boxing. I love talking boxing. So Fair Ones, that's where that is. And then you add and Fairways, right? That's the brand, Fair Ones and Fairways. And that's kind of a newer thing for me. Last couple of years, I started playing golf, which is kind of another niche sport.
Y'all know what that means.
What that mean? What that mean?
My man out there sipping tea and crumpets. My man get money out there, boy. That boy get money out there, man.
I will say I've added like 4 millionaires to my network.
There you go. Hey, all them companies out there, I ain't coming out here without nothing, man.
Come on, man.
You think I ain't leaving with something?
But you know what's funny about golf is, man, that when I was a youngster, my father, who is my best friend, he used to tell me, he said, "Son, that's a game you need to learn." And I remember thinking at the time, like, Dad, who
What the hell for?
Who gives a shit about golf? I don't know a motherfucker play golf. You know what I'm saying? I don't know not a one. Come on, they don't let me even in over there.
Right. Right.
But he knew what he was talking about. Turns out he had the answers.
Yeah.
Okay. In my Kanye voice. Turns out he really had the answers. But you know what? I'm glad that I have discovered it even later in life here, because it has impacted me in such a positive way. Because, you know, pandemic was tough, right? 2020 was a tough year. I'll be honest with you. I kind of did a little self-medicating, man. Maybe become a bourbon connoisseur a little bit too much. You know what I'm saying?
Doing?
Yeah, man. A little bit
during that 2020.
Hey, one time, can I say this? I don't know. You may have to cut this out.
Say what you
One
got,
time
man.
for my man Fred Elkins Jr. I was on that Evan Williams, man.
One time for Fred, man.
Hey, that's
Rest in peace.
I still got his picture in my office, man. And even though life is better now,
Evan Williams.
and even though life is better now, I still keep a bottle close by just to keep me reminded and grounded of where I came from, man.
Yeah, I'll go Google it real quick.
Yeah, man. But man, you know, golf, man, it's helped me so much. Like I said, I was in a bad way just kind of health-wise. Was doing a lot of drinking, a lot of eating. Hey, air quotes here, supporting our local businesses, man. I was trying to save those restaurants single-handedly. So my diet was horrible.
I'm thinking about you.
Right. But
Give me
man,
another one.
golf got me moving again. It got me outside again, and it engaged my mind in such a way to where I was like, man, this is cool. So I try to get healthier, try to get in better shape, try to take better care of myself. Was getting outside more, getting that sunlight, that natural vitamin D.
Some vitamin D, man.
And then on top of that, man, it gave me a mechanism. It gave me a way to be intentional about doing something other than work. Because, dude, I'm chasing my dreams right now, and I'm working really hard. So I put my head down, and I get to it every day. Golf gives me a reason to do something else. You have to be intentional because you have to be present. You can't be playing golf and have your head somewhere else, or else it's going to be a real bad experience for you.
You know, that kind of reminds me, I saw something on social media, and it was talking about the grind culture that we're in right now.
Mm-hmm.
And that everybody is, everybody's a philosophical expert on social media,
Mm-hmm.
right? Everybody has a one-liner or some kind of whatever to help your
This
life
is the
out.
Whatever You Say podcast.
Or you have those kind of quotes and videos of what are you doing? You sleeping? I got to get it every day. I'm getting it all. You know what I'm saying? And that's kind of the culture right now where we're at. You know, get all you can, all the money. The scammers are out there going crazy, getting all they can.
Oh yeah.
And I think 2020 did a lot of that to people. They saw how quickly things can change on you.
Yeah.
And so now there's like, this new grind culture of people who just, get up and just work all day. You never give yourself any type of rest, and you leave one job and you're on your way to another job, or you leave one job and you're on your way to the gym, and kudos to you if that's how you got to get down. But at some point, the point of the video and the post that I saw was that at some point you're going to be 50 years old and things are going to be passed up on you.
Right.
And at some point you got to live some life and you got to smell the roses that's in front of you. And I know you are a hard worker. How do you balance that? And that's exactly what you're saying that golf brought to you.
It gave me a way to be intentional to, hey, you know what? These 3-4 hours, I'm not gonna work.
I'm dedicated to something else.
Yeah. And there's camaraderie there. There's networking there. So I'm actually still able to kind of incorporate aspects of things that I know I need to be doing. But it's been a blessing to me, man. And it's really become something that I can honestly say that I love doing. Am I good at it? No. But again, right, that gives me something to work on. That gives me now my mind is
new goal.
Yes, new goals, something fresh, something that's not the grind. Like you said, referred to.
Yeah.
And it's been a huge blessing to me. And I'm actually working on some things now to try to maybe engage younger audiences who maybe are in the same space I used to be. Who gives it about golf? Well, now I want to start talking about the game and introducing the game using language, characters, and phrases that maybe will resonate with more folks who come from like where we come from.
Yeah.
And all of a sudden, maybe they can be engaged and maybe the game can change their lives. And if it can change my life at the age that I'm at now, I can imagine what it could do for some young people.
Because that's the biggest problem. No, so that shit costs too much, man.
It does. It does. It does.
How much you spend on those 9, 18 holes?
I mean, listen, it depends where you play. It can get pricey. It can get pricey. And accessibility is an issue. Accessibility is a huge issue. And the game knows that. I'm proudly a board member for a company, an organization in Northwest Arkansas. They got a branch out there called First Tee. And they have a facility. They've got programs. They try to make
First Tee program down here.
Yeah, see what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Great organization, right? Doing some incredible work, but not enough people who are taking advantage of it. We want more people taking advantage of it, right? Yeah. And so, but again, there's different things out there. We want to highlight those programs. Heck, I bet you right now, people listening to this never heard of First Tee. Right, but it's a big national organization.
Hey, get with it now.
Yeah,
Elite One on here talking about First Tee, y'all.
Hey, it's a beautiful thing. I think you should at least give it a shot. Get out there and listen. Will it be for everybody? No, but I think you'd be surprised on what the game can offer you. So yeah, fair ones and fairways, man. My two personal just things that I really love and enjoy, that are different outside of my everyday grind. It's something I'm trying to build. Give us a follow. Fair Ones and Fairways on Instagram, and I'm going to try to set up those other pages on Facebook and whatnot as well.
Check them out. Don't be afraid to donate either.
Hey, come on. Come on.
My man broke his club the other day.
I did, though.
How hard you hitting, or is that you just missing the ball and just hit the ground?
That one I actually flushed it. That was the best drive I've ever hit in my life.
So how you break it?
Man, I don't know.
Come on, man. Don't tell me cheap equipment, man.
No, it wasn't cheap, man. That's the one thing. Stuff ain't cheap,
ain't nothing cheap out there, man.
But I hit it, and I didn't even see the ball because I was watching the club head fly 40 yards, in the air, and then somebody's it almost hit their house.
Was the damn ball too heavy?
What? No, I just it was a problem with the shaft. Matter of fact, shout out to my boy Isaac. He told me, he said, you might need to have this looked at. That's going to end up snapping off. And I did ask somebody about it, and they said, no, it's not to worry about. It's safe and secure. Well, one of them was wrong.
Right.
One of them was wrong. And but yeah, man, I hit it, man, 300 yards right down the middle of the fairway.
Damn.
I mean, that is just gives you a certain kind of feeling. But I didn't even get to see it because I was just hoping that I wasn't going to kill nobody with that club head flying off there.
UFO flying through.
Yeah, it was scary, man. It was scary. So, but yeah, I broke it, man. Got me a new shaft, and it cost me a little bit, but I'm back out there.
A little bit. He back on it though.
Mm-hmm.
So where you at on the Live Golf PGA debate, and the folks that you kind of out there golfing with? Where's the golf community at on that?
Man, I think honestly,
I know folks ain't out there turning down $100 million.
Well, come on now. I mean, you can say you would, but ain't nobody offering you that.
Right? It's
easy to turn down what you ain't being offered. But listen, for me personally, I think for one, I've really enjoyed the product. I think that their presentation, their production is just, I really enjoy the format.
And you're talking about Live Golf?
Talking about Live Golf.
Okay.
I think the shotgun start is genius. I do wish they did regular 72 holes instead of the 54. I don't mind the 4 days, but I get what they're doing. They're just a little different, a little bit more player friendly, which is, hey, I'm all in favor for that as well too. But I think the shotgun start is genius because what that ends up doing is you get non-stop action, man. That's been a big problem with watching golf, is that there's so many lulls in the action and it's so slow paced. But with the shotgun start, every player who's going to play this tournament starts playing at the exact same time. They're just on different holes, different starting holes.
So no more that this guy starts at 9 o'clock,
right?
This guy starts at 1.
Right. There's none of that.
Everybody goes at the same time.
They fire that start off and everybody's playing. So, dude, there's something happening on every hole, every second.
Okay.
Boom, boom, boom. They're flying around.
There's golf balls flying all over the place.
I mean, it's incredible.
You got to wear a helmet. You saw what happened to Sage Steele about a month ago?
No, whatever.
Was it?
I missed it.
What big time was it? The Masters, the U.S. Open, about a couple months ago.
Probably the Open. Yeah,
I think maybe it was.
Yeah,
and she got hit in the mouth by a stray ball.
Really?
4 bow took her out.
Oh, poor Sage.
Yeah, and
she okay?
She's good.
Okay,
she's good. She's good. But I'm just imagining, and it's still 18 holes, right?
Yeah, 18 holes at a time.
18 holes,
Yeah.
everybody's teeing off at the same time.
Yeah.
That can be dangerous. It'd be kind of cool, though.
Well, I mean, these are professionals. It's not like me playing out there where, you better watch
man,
it.
the ball kind of flies off every now and then.
Well, even the golf is so hard that, even the best in the world, listen, the best to ever do it, in my opinion, is Tiger Woods. And it happens to him,
He's not with it, by the way.
No, he's not.
He's not with it. He has his billion.
Well, and though, because, not to get too deep off into this, but, he's got actual ties. He's invested into the PGA.
Yeah.
He gets money from the PGA. He's pretty. He's invested. Which, by the way, Stephen A. Smith called that out in a take he had recently, which I thought was spot on.
And
actually.
that makes sense.
Yeah.
Tiger, you got your billion. Don't tell everybody else that they got to wait and they got to grind to get there. You wait till they become the next Tiger Woods. You can get your billion too. No.
Listen, man.
It don't work like that,
Your
man.
top 3 money earners in golf, number 1 is Tiger Woods.
Uh-huh.
Number 2 is Phil Mickelson. Number 3 is a guy named Dustin Johnson.
Yeah.
Dustin Johnson, at the time that he made his decision to go to the LIV Tour, had made $75 million from golf winnings. That's not any other business. We're talking about winning golf tournaments.
Uh-huh.
Made $75 million. This company offers him $150 million guaranteed to come over there and play for them.
You got to play half the number of tournaments.
Less demanding schedule.
Yeah.
Guaranteed money. And you're going to triple your net worth.
And just like that, LIV has the better roster. Dustin Johnson's over there. The DeChambeau guys over there.
Bryson DeChambeau.
Sergio Garcia.
Cam Smith, who was the number 2 golfer in the world right now.
Cam Smith just went over there and just won a tournament over there too.
He did. He got his first victory.
Right. So
and listen, I think the PGA still has a deeper roster, but LIV has enough stars to where you just can't deny what they've got going on.
Hey, Ricky Fowler, get over there to LIV. You're not going to win anything. Ricky Fowler, I love you. You're from OSU, but you don't win nothing.
Oh man, that's cold-blooded.
He doesn't win anything. He just, goes around with Rory and all those guys with their girlfriends and takes pictures in the hot tub. Ricky, go over there. Go to LIV, man. You're not doing nothing in PGA.
This is why I'm a fan of Ivory, man.
He's not doing anything, man.
That's a good take.
Is he, though? When last time you seen Ricky Fowler win anything? Nothing.
Yeah, it's been a while.
He's the guy in the orange pants.
He's fun to watch.
And the orange hat.
It's fun to watch.
Yeah, he's not doing anything.
It's fun to root for.
Yeah, he is. The underdog.
Yeah.
It's always fun to root for the underdog. But nah, man, those LIV boys, get yours, man. Get yours.
And I like the team aspect that they've got going on, too. It just adds yet another wrinkle, another thing to watch. Again, nonstop action, nonstop things happening. I really like it. Even though the same team keeps winning right now, that'll change.
Same guys?
Yeah.
We'll see what happens. Originally, you're a Texas boy.
Mm-hmm.
Is Screw ever going to become, real prominent again?
Well, for me, I don't get... To this day, I don't care if I'm drinking water, coffee, what. I still double my cup. Okay.
My man said Screw ain't went nowhere.
Yeah, man.
You can tell. You're still bumping Screw. You still playing the actual slow down Screw and chop music.
I mean, I have a playlist that I do, and I still incorporate it on my program. Believe it or not. I remember when I was here in Oklahoma City, I remember a guy came up to me at a bar one time. He said, you're the goon, right? You're Elite One. I said, yeah. He goes, man, you know what I really love that you do? I said, what's that? He goes, your Slowed and Throwed song of the day. Because nobody was asking for it. Yeah. But you do it anyway. He's like, I love that you do that. I was like, well, man, come on now. I ain't hold up. You know what I'm saying? I'm going to come down. Yeah, man.
That's that Texas culture. In Arkansas, they know anything about that?
They do.
They do?
They do. You got to remember this, too, though. The students at the U of A, the vast majority of students are from Texas.
Really?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. Arkansas Razorbacks, stand up, man.
Woo pig.
What's that culture like? Because the station that you're at, that's not that far from university, right?
That's right there.
Right
That's
there, like
yeah.
on a big old strip right there, right?
Well, that's where I used to be. Was right on the strip. We're kind of in the neighborhood that's right there next to like the stadium and stuff. Yeah.
Arkansas, compared to their college culture to OU's or Oklahoma's, O States, that's all they have.
Yeah.
You know, at least Oklahoma
the
last,
Whatever You Say
10,
podcast.
15 years, whatever, when the Thunder got here. And, you know, at least we have a little piece of pro action. You know, we actually got some real professionals, but
Right.
Arkansas, it's college, and that's it.
That's it, man. They get.
You
I
know?
mean, they love their hogs, man.
That's it.
I mean, football obviously is always the big show. Basketball's right behind it, you know, right there. They got a great basketball program with Coach Musselman right now. And then baseball, always really good in baseball. And then track. Dude, Arkansas track,
Track, real deal?
the best.
Really?
Better believe it, baby.
Really?
The better believe it.
Y'all hear him repping?
Hey, come on.
He repping that. He said the best.
Come
I feel
on,
you.
man.
I feel you, though. But now, I mean, listen, man, when it comes to track and field, if you're not talking like southern parts of the country, you're not talking.
Hey, come
I
on.
mean, look, can we just be real? I mean,
Can we please?
If you're not talking anything around that, you're not talking about nothing.
Come on.
You know, sorry, I don't know, BYU. Like, what's your track team doing? Nothing. You know, like one thing I heard about, you know, football players and guys who run track and things about things like that in like in Florida, like they train by catching rabbits. Like barehanded, like chasing them down.
On
and
some
catching
Rocky
them.
stuff.
Yeah, Rocky catching the chicken. Yeah, they catch rabbits.
Wow.
And actually, I've actually seen like this little 30 for 30 thing. It wasn't a 30 for 30, but it's like one of those little special little features that they did on these guys growing up in Florida who run track and play football, and that was how they train.
Wow.
They go out and catch rabbits. But how do you catch a rabbit, though?
I guess you got to be really fast.
You got to be really fast, and it ain't. They say it's not even about the speed. It's about the agility and the stop and start and the cutting.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? That's really what it's about, and you got to anticipate. You know, kind of. They say after a while you can kind of learn the rabbit's moves.
Huh.
You know what I'm saying? Like when you get so close to it, it's going to cut. You know, obviously a certain way.
Right.
So you just kind of got to guess and kind of time it out. But in Florida and some of those parts down there, that's how they train. You know, for
Wow.
speed.
I did not know that.
Catch rabbits. It's crazy.
I thought
Man.
Florida was going to have something to do with a gator.
I don't know. Hey, maybe,
That's wrestling.
there
That's
you go.
wrestling. Yeah,
Wrestling a gator, catching one or whatever.
I tell you, man, I got into it with a Florida fan one time at one of our tailgates. This is when I was working for Perry Broadcasting. We did a tailgate, and I was live. I was doing a live video, and I was, doing my thing. We out here broadcasting live. We're gonna beat those Gators today, man. I'm over here. I'm eating gator bites, and then this dude with the biggest beer belly in the world just come start bumping me with his big old belly. We're gonna beat you guys. I was like, and I'm just looking at him like, excuse me, man. Hey, man, tailgates they get wild out there.
Tailgates get wild.
I'll never forget that though, because it was live. I'm sure that video's actually still accessible somewhere. I gotta find it.
One thing that they're trying to do up here, up in Norman, they're trying to kill all your tailgate experiences in Norman by they always changing the parking, where you can park, where you can tailgate at. We're building a street over here, so the traffic has to go this way, and they're making it real unpleasant.
Oh man, that's tough.
Up there. So
why is that?
Money, who knows? So there's always a new building somebody got to put up out there.
That's right.
We got to expand the campus a little bit.
That's right.
So
Hey,
never mind the fans who are spending money.
Hey man, you gotta remember these universities are a business.
Yeah,
they're a business, and business is good. They're making money out there, man. I know Arkansas's class. I think this year is like 30,000 kids.
Yeah,
crazy.
That same thing at O State. Both mine up there at O State. Some kids have to open up certain parts of certain dorms because they have too many kids enrolled. they have to open up certain dorms that they, hadn't been opened in 5-10 years.
Wow.
Or open up a closet room that they really use to store extra desks or chairs. We got to clear all that stuff out and put kids in there.
Convert it out, yeah.
Yeah, because it's too many kids.
Congratulations on that, by the way. Not to get too personal here, but I mean, congratulations, man. You got to be a proud man.
I am. But it hurts.
Yeah.
That shit's high, man. That shit is high, man.
It ain't no joke, is it?
It ain't no joke, dude. And I'm gonna tell you like this. I mean, I love my kids, but we don't have any. There's no rocket scientists coming out of here, so it's not like we have all academic scholarships paid for and all that.
Sure.
Now my daughter, God bless her soul, she went to the reserves, and Uncle Sam's taking care of that.
Amen.
So
God bless America, baby.
I love her for making that decision.
Yeah.
My son said, "Hell no, I ain't going to no damn. I ain't going to no army. Nah, what you talking about?" So yeah, we break a bread for that, and that shit's high, man. But,
yeah.
But nah, hey man, you do what you do for your kids. No questions asked.
Yeah, absolutely, man.
And we'll see.
I'm grateful mine's in community college right now.
Hey,
God bless her.
Get it how you get it, man. Cause trust, after community college, you can do whatever you want to do after that, and hell, some people, out here, nowadays you don't even have to go to college, right? I mean, how do you balance that? Because I'm not even gonna lie, man. I said, listen, man. In the back of my mind, that was always in the back of my conversation with my kids. Y'all don't really have to do this.
Well,
especially when I got to tallying up them numbers. I was like, you don't have to do it, really.
After consulting the accountant, myself, right? Now, man, the world is changing. The world is changing. We were talking about music earlier. Getting a record deal ain't what it used to be.
No, it ain't.
College, I want to say, is the same thing, man. There's a lot to be said about trades. There's a lot to be said about just being able to get hands-on experience doing something. I mean, heck, man, I've been radio 21 years. I didn't go to college.
Yeah.
Yeah. I've advanced my career in ways that I talked to my friend Frank the other day. He said, we were talking about, he said, man, I'm so proud of you. You got this going, you got this going. He said, let me ask you, Sosa. He said, what level of education did you have? Did you go to college?
Mm-hmm.
And I go to college. He said, man, that's it right there.
Yeah.
You need to say that. You need to let people know. I said, man, listen, I encourage education because that's something no one can take from you. It's going to cost you, but I encourage education. I think you can't go wrong with an education. Better to have it and not need it than need it and not have it.
Of course.
So I always encourage education. I think, expanding your mind is good. That's why I think, that's a whole nother rabbit hole we go down about we need to take better care of our teachers and whatnot. But I'll never speak against education, but is it as necessary as it once was and used to be? Not according to the data,
Right.
Not according to the number of jobs that are actually available out there for those degrees. You know what I'm saying?
And, and the amount of people with college debt and, and
that's tough, man.
That'll turn you off right there.
That's tough right there, man.
And they want to pay it off. What they want to give everybody 10,000.
Right.
What am I supposed to do with this other 40?
Right, man. That's what I'm saying. It's like you get in debt to get your education. You get your education to get a job. You get that job to pay off your debt. It's like, boy, that's tough.
That's a tough circle to stay in.
It is, man.
Yeah.
And you can stay in that circle quite some time depending on circumstances.
Yeah, you can, depending on just life.
Yeah.
I mean, just every day, it's not like people out here racking up college debt and going out there fucking up.
Right.
No, I mean, for the most part, people are trying to live their life and start their life. But, shit costs too high. Nobody gets paid enough.
That's right.
You know what I mean?
That's right.
So that's just where we're at right now, man. Talking to your guy, Elite One, picking his brain a little bit. What's the hip-hop scene like in Arkansas anyway? Do they consider themselves Southern?
Yeah, I think so. Yeah.
Because depending on who you ask here in Oklahoma, we're Midwest. We're Midwestern.
Sure.
Some you ask, they say South. But, I mean, so I would imagine Arkansas being right next door, they kind of have that same dynamic of I know we got Southern ways. We know that.
Right.
But I mean,
See that rebel flag flying pretty high.
you see that flying, right? Yeah, you know, I mean, rebels in the Midwest. I'm sure there's some somewhere, but I mean, that's a representative of the big South. So, the hip hop scene, is it a Southern sound? Is it kind of a fast Midwest sound?
You know, man. I feel like Arkansas is still experimenting with what their sound really is. You got some different, guys coming out of there. I know there's a guy named Bankroll Freddie who's out of Arkansas.
Okay.
He made some noise. I know right now there's a guy by the name of Ed Dolo who's making some noise. And then you just, listen, I can go on and on and on, right? But I think Arkansas is still kind of developing in that aspect. And you get a little bit of everything. I mean, I work with some guys who got a real soulful sound. Work with some other guys who can get real lyrical and kind of quirky, Arkansas it's an interesting spot. I mean, it's right smack dab in the middle of the map. So you're going to get influences from everywhere,
Same thing. Same. So we're in the same boat.
Mm-hmm.
Same thing I say about Oklahoma. You get people coming from east, west, north, south. So you get all those different influences, and it kind of depends on who we're talking about.
That's right.
You never know what you're going to get.
Hey man, individualized situation, man. Which I'm cool with that. I like that.
Yeah. How much of the pop culture you guys push up there at the station? You keeping up with this nonsense out here, man?
It's hard to keep up with it, It's hard, man.
It is, but it's not. I mean,
For me personally,
if you got a social media account, that's all you got. That's all you need.
Right. For me personally, man, it's very difficult to keep up with it, man, just because I'm focused on so many other things. However, some of those things that you're referring to, the pop culture, are relevant to the product that we're pushing. So it's all about balance, man.
That's boss talk, y'all. I ain't got time. I ain't got time to be talk about Ray J's rants in the middle of the night.
I really don't. Hey, man, but I understand it's interesting. I understand it's funny, but I'm probably the wrong guy to ask about it. That's all I'm gonna say, man. Maybe ask my DJs.
No, but Ray J, Kanye, Travis Scott, listen, all the trouble that these guys are having.
Man, every single one of them.
All centered around one thing, man. One family.
Oh, my God.
When y'all gonna learn? Leave them alone, man.
Man, you knew better, Kanye. Yeah. You knew better. And you went for it anyway. He
did. He knew better, man. You
know what? I guess I'm guilty of some of that same stuff, man. I knew better, but I did it anyway. So I can't point my finger too hard at you, man.
But talk about that though, E. Just staying out of those pitfalls, man. Because we watch, somebody like you, like I say, I'm impressed with you, man. You've navigated yourself through this thing. You came from Texas up to Oklahoma City. You're a stranger. I don't know how much family or friends you had up that way.
Right.
And boom, planted your flag in that city. Those people said, wow, I'm impressed by so much by what this guy's doing. I'm going to send him out here. See if he can plant a flag out here for me. And you worked your way up into, boss status at a whole nother company. What is it? Is it like you say, just staying focused and just staying in that grind mode and just staying focused on what you want to do? But how'd you kind of navigated those pitfalls? I know you had your family, and is staying focused on your family and just doing better for them? Because if it's just you, do you still think you would be in this position if we're just if Noel Sosa's out here solo dolo?
That's a great way to put it. And if it was always just about me, I'd have never made it this far.
Right.
I'd have never made it this far. My daughter, my family, hugely guided me. And circumstances being ever evolving, right? But I can look at that and definitely tell you that if it was always just about me and what I wanted, well, I wouldn't be here today.
Yeah.
It's all about perspective, man. If you can adjust your perspective,
This
or
is
at
the
least
Whatever
be
You
able
Say
to
podcast.
accept different angles and perspectives and factor that into your decision making, yeah, man, you do better. It's got to be more than you. It's got to be bigger than you. Because if I got what I asked for, again, it would have been bad news, man. Would have been bad news, man. So, no, absolutely. And that's something I've been very blessed with, man. I'm very grateful for my journey and everybody who has been a part of that journey. Because, yeah, man, if I had just stuck to my ways, man, it would have been tragic. But I've been blessed with opportunities, man. Was blessed when I came here to Oklahoma City, running from a crazy little life that I had led in Texas, plant my flag. You said Oklahoma City, met a new group of people, but I met good people and people who provided opportunity for me, man. I'm grateful, to run into folks like yourself, to make these kind of friendships, man, that are lasting and enduring. I'm grateful for the Terry Mondays, the Perrys. I'm grateful for these folks, They've been huge blessings in my life. And it got me to where I'm at, man. But it was always something bigger than me. That's for sure. That's for sure.
Yeah, what's that saying? You never know how far a man will go unless he has a family. You know what I mean?
Wow.
Unless you have something to lose, something to do it for.
Wow.
Because like you say, if it's just you out here and, hey, man, it is what it is. That's why they always say, we're always talking about the struggle and the revolutionary war and how we're going to turn this thing around, and we need soldiers in the streets. Well, you know what? Your soldiers need to be under 30 years old. You know what I mean? Your soldiers need to be young because they have that energy, they have that want to, they have that curiosity to see what's going to happen next. By the time a man gets, old enough, 30 years old, has his family, kids, woman, priorities change a little bit.
You got something to lose.
I can't be a soldier like that anymore. You know what I mean? So, you right there with it. Let's get to that point right there. What was? Because I've never asked you this, and I know we want to keep things, transparent, but we got to keep some things under wraps. What was the issue in Texas that kind of forced you to come up here?
Ooh, man, listen, young, I think when you're young and you grow up in a certain kind of, I guess I would say tax bracket, right? And when you grow up in a certain kind of environment,
yeah,
because you are in that tax bracket and understanding, and you just inherit a lot of stuff. And then you're young and you foolish. Let's be honest.
You run to it anyway.
Yeah. Well, my father said, what did I say earlier? Son, you need to learn that game. Did I learn that game? No. He said, son, you need to stay in school. I skipped school. Son, keep going to church. Stop going to church. Son, stay out the streets. I was in the streets. You know what I'm saying? Turns out he had the answers.
Just call him opposite guy.
I was a fool. And again, I'm giving credit to my father. He's my best friend. He's a very, very good man, and he had the answers. I didn't listen, you know. So when you operate that way, you create a little mess. And things get a little messy.
Yeah.
And then when your environment again advances in certain kind of situations, it can get even worse, you know. And I just needed to get away from all that. Made a lot of mistakes. Lived a different kind of life I'm not proud of. But I've moved on, you know. I've moved on. I've grown up. I've been blessed with the opportunity to do so. Not a lot of folks get those opportunities. You know, not a lot of people get a chance to hit the reset button. Sometimes, you know, you get caught up in a number of ways. You know, they call it the trap for a reason. Man.
Yeah.
You know.
Yeah.
But I'm lucky that I'm one of the few that was blessed with an opportunity, man, to recalibrate life.
Talk about your pops, man. I know I've never met your pops. He's still in Corpus Christi, right?
Mm-hmm.
But I know, I hear you talk about him a lot. He reminds me a lot of my father. My father was a big boxing fan.
Yeah.
The reason I'm a boxing fan, and you, same thing with you and yours. And I always tell folks, man, because I had a lot of friends and family that didn't have their father either.
Right.
And my pops wasn't perfect. He wasn't, Brady Bunch type guy. None. He had his issues too, but he was there.
Right.
You know what I mean?
Right.
He was there. When I came home from work, when I woke up in the morning, I know who was gonna who was gonna be in the house. And I always tell people, listen, fellas, that's like 70-75% of the job. You know, man, just be there. Just knowing that you have a male figure in the house.
Be present.
Does wonders. Mm-hmm. You know what I mean? Yeah. Does he have to be the greatest guy? Does he have to be rich? No, not at all. But just being there, man. I mean, for me, I don't know what it is for you. I was rebellious too, but I still had a little bit of fear for Pops.
Sure.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And that's the thing. That's the main thing that I always say kept me on a little bit of that straight and narrow, even when I started to waver a little bit.
Yeah. Well, listen, man. There's something to be said.
As tough as I thought I was, I still knew I had to come home and tell Pops what the hell you was doing. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? Why'd you do that? That was stupid. What the fuck are you doing?
But that's everything, man. That really is. I mean, that is such a big game changer, right? To have that.
Yeah.
It's a big deal, man. Because you got to have some kind of representation, right? Of the line they say don't cross.
Yeah.
Otherwise it's an imaginary line and you don't believe it. And let me tell you what, the world will show you, and that you don't want that. So if you got a father who can show you and represent that, that's a great thing, man.
Why? But why can't single mothers get that through to their sons?
That's a great
fathers can?
That's a great question.
Because my dad was a single dad. I mean, like he tried the marriage thing. Him and my stepmom, right. They got divorced, and it was just me and him.
And listen, this isn't a 100% of the time answer, right? Because some others do.
Nothing is.
Right. Nothing is. Nothing is
all the time or every.
But I remember this would happen in my house all the time, and we could be talking about my daughter. We could be talking about our dogs. Uh-huh. It didn't matter. The woman of the household can be sitting there saying something 1,000 times till she blue in the face. Mm-hmm. But for some reason, when Dad come in and say, "Hey, now," yeah, it gets done,
and that's what it is. And that's what it is. And then how many times have I seen? Like I said, I got a lot of family and friends that didn't have their dad, so I got a lot of friends and family with who raised by single mothers. Mm-hmm. And let's be honest, they walk all over their moms.
Right.
You know what I mean? They just.
Which is bullshit.
Which shouldn't happen. I mean, now unless you got a type of mama that's gonna go upside your head, right. Like I did.
Right.
You ain't gonna be walking over her too much. But we see that. Far too often. Whatever you want to call it, the moms have a sweet spot for their sons.
Well, they
whatever that is.
Right.
But when mama say, "All right, your daddy get home."
And I think a lot of that, right? Hey, man, and a lot of that is just in the DNA, right? The nurturing mother, right? Yeah. And then the conquering father, or however you want to phrase that, know. And again, nothing's 100%, right? We're speaking in generalities here, but there's something to that, man. And again, there's something to just having that male figure present, and I can't encourage that enough, man. Matter of fact, recently, one of my guys that I work with at the company that I'm at now, he started volunteering for a company called Big Brother, Big Sister. Yeah. And started mentoring. And it's just important, man, to have that male figure around, It's a big deal. So if you can be that person, be that person,
I think because, it's a slogan, and it sounds chauvinistic, but it's true. It is a quote-unquote man's world.
But it'd be nothing.
Right. But it's nothing without a woman or a girl.
There you go.
But I mean, as far as,
focusing on that phrase right there.
Focusing on that phrase. Just that
part
right
of it.
there.
That
right?
part of it, yeah.
It's a man's world. More than likely, the boss is going to be a man.
Right.
Right. More than likely, there's plenty of boss women out there, but,
right.
More, from caveman days.
Right.
Right. The man, he's the bigger, stronger one. So,
right.
So he makes the decisions and all that. So, that's in every child's DNA from day one. I think they understand that from day one. So when they hear a man's voice, when they see that male figure, especially if you come with positivity, it's it's a confidence booster, man.
Absolutely, man.
Yeah.
I mean, heck, they just come out with this movie called Woman King.
Yeah.
And if you've watched the movie, I don't know, spoiler alert, time out real quick. If you hadn't seen the movie, I'm going to say something. Even when she takes the throne, she's not in the throne. She's in a throne next to the king.
Right.
I warned you. I said spoiler alert. I don't want no letters.
No issue. I heard it was a hell of a movie though.
Yeah.
I heard it was a hell of a
great movie. Great movie.
You seen it already?
Tremendous movie.
Okay, no doubt. I need
Tremendous
to check it
movie.
out.
Powerful.
I've heard good things, man. But mentor, Boys and Girls Club, all that stuff, and a mentor, same thing. You're not a father, but big brother, whatever you want to call it, same thing.
Right.
So, fellas, if you can get out there, if you got time to get out there and mentor a little something, why not try it out?
Hey, man, if it's in your heart, if it's in your capacity, do it.
Have them doing the right things though. Don't be out there doing no bullshit.
Oh no, come on,
kids, man.
That was always my worry. I don't want to be a bad influence on nobody.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah. Cause my language gets a little loose, and I don't want to. Cause I've never done that. I've tell the truth, I've been asked. I'm not gonna lie. If I wanted to join the mentorship program, and I turned it down. But that is one thing.
Hey man, mind yourself.
I always wonder.
I understand. I can do that sometimes too.
Yeah.
Especially
You got to know yourself a little bit.
Yeah, exactly, man. Don't give me no wild turkey. I start acting like one. You know what I'm
No WT now.
Start talking shit.
Real quick, boxing question. You see Shakur Stevenson last night.
I did. Yeah.
What you think?
I mean, he's one heck of a boxer. He's a good fighter. He's got that pedigree, Olympic medalist, and I think he's growing into his frame, into his self. And I think if he started really getting some man strength, he'll be a problem.
He lost his belt because he
didn't make weight.
A pound and a half overweight.
I was upset about that. That's not professional. That's not what professionals do. Even if you're getting ready to leave the weight class, you're still a professional. You contracted to make the weight. You should have made the weight. He says, "Hey, my health is more important." Sure, but then sign up for the next weight class. Don't do that.
He said he was pissing orange. Like it went past like.
Listen, man,
dark yellow to.
Hey,
he had no water in his body.
Right. Trying to drain himself to make the weight. That's not good. And listen, I can't lose 20 pounds, so I don't want to criticize somebody trying to lose the kind of weight he's trying to lose. So heck, I might try whatever to try to lose some of this weight. But no, Shakur Stevenson, man. He's one of the bright young stars, man, who's got opportunity to do some great things. He's very talented, very skilled. I'm excited to see with his move to the new weight class, which one of these big names he decides to take on.
Now you get to that 135 weight class. Hey man, we talking about some heads now.
Yeah, we are. Big time fights to be made there.
What? Is Teofimo in there?
Teofimo's in there.
Valachenko.
Yeah. Lomachenko's there.
Yeah, Lomachenko.
You got Devin Haney in there. George Kambosos. And honestly, man, you got Tank Davis out there.
Yeah.
I mean, Leo Santa Cruz. You start talking about these kind of guys. I mean, there's a lot of fights that can be made.
And then somebody like Shakur is so young. He could go up another weight class.
Oh, he's going to have to go up another weight class.
140, 145. I mean, 147, who knows?
I mean, listen, he's not a small guy. He's just young, and he's able to get down to that weight, or had been able to. Mm-hmm. He's going to end up, he can go pretty high, depending on how he matures, But, but this is the right step for him. Coming up to lightweight, I think is going to be a solid move for him. Now,
there's a boxing debate that me and you disagree on, and I'm gonna bring it up again, man. Because these dudes, listen, man, it's getting crazy. They're not afraid to. I don't know how heavy steroids are.
Okay.
In the boxing game,
right?
But I don't know, nature, evolution, whatever. These heavyweights are getting too damn big, man.
Yeah.
And if I'm a normal 6'2", 215, 220 heavyweight, I used to be big. Like I used to be considered big for my, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
But no, now we 6'6", 6'7", 6'8", 270. Come on, man. We need another weight class.
Man, so we do definitely disagree on this.
We need another weight class.
We do
now.
disagree on this.
Come on, man.
I have always loved and appreciated how, because here's this. To call somebody the heavyweight champion of the world, that title to me has always been the grandest title in all of the land. That means you, as the heavyweight champion of the world, you can whoop anybody in the room, no matter
supposed to
what room you're in.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? You can whoop anybody in the room, no matter what room you're in, because you are the heavyweight champion of the world, the biggest, baddest of them all, the baddest man on the planet.
Yeah.
And I've always loved that boxing has said, you're a heavyweight if you're 201 pounds and up.
And whatever.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And whatever. So, you're right. We're in the era of the super heavyweight. I mean, because Rocky Marciano wasn't 200 pounds.
You hear me?
You know.
Evander Holyfield was barely.
Right. He had to really bulk up.
Yeah.
And take whatever supplements he could get his hands on.
It'd take them bolos from George Foreman.
Right. But again, we revere guys like Evander Holyfield because he did it. He really was that guy. You know what I mean? Regardless of who he was up against, he showed up and did his thing, and he earned that title of baddest man, the heavyweight champion of the world. Listen, right now, currently, he may not be undisputed, but I think it's undeniable who the best heavyweight in the planet is right now. His name's Tyson Fury.
Tyson Fury, no doubt.
He's 6'9", 270 plus pounds.
And listen, as much respect that I have for Tyson and Evander Holyfield, in their primes, it's a mismatch to put them with those guys against Tyson Fury. and I'm only interested in the devastation I could see.
I hear what you're saying, but here I go.
Okay, and then let me finish this. Let me say this.
Okay.
Because it's still sports.
Right.
And sometimes in sports, you can have all the skill, all the passion, all the want to in the world. Sometimes I'm just bigger than you. And that means something. Gives me the advantage. That gives me the win.
Right.
And we talking about combat sports, I mean, come on.
I understand, but this is what I actually love about it and why our views differentiate so much. You're the baddest man then. And the only way that I can take that from you is come take it from you. You know what I mean? Like, so, listen, I would argue.
Tyson wouldn't be able to reach. Mike Tyson would be able to reach Tyson Fury.
I still would argue that a prime Mike Tyson could go in there and get the job done.
Against Fury.
Against Tyson Fury, who's
a whole foot
taller. Foot taller, right? Almost
80 pounds.
Right. I still think, because there's a sweet science to it. You can break a big man down. You can do that. It is possible.
We've seen it.
Especially if you got that kind of power that Tyson possessed.
We've seen it. We've seen it.
Yes, we have.
We've seen it. But
and this is what I'm saying. I think that is what makes the heavyweight division so special. Because listen, if you're 201, if you're over 200 pounds, and I'm talking about 201, right? You can knock someone out.
You can, and you know what? And here's my other side of this. And the as much as I'm kind of been cheering for, as much as I've been kind of, I don't know, on the big guy side, I guess, on this one.
Right.
Here's the other side. Even Tyson Fury, as much as he's reveled for being as skilled and having quick feet and all that.
Yes.
It doesn't look as appealing and as good on big guys.
Sure.
having the footwork, the speed, the head movement. Big guys don't have to go to that point in their boxing games. They don't have to get to that.
Their size normally negates anyone from making them have to do those things.
Right.
But that's the beautiful thing about Tyson Fury is he can do those things.
He does do that.
He does do that.
He does.
Which makes him very unique. And to your point, one of the best probably ever to do it because he does have the size and he still does have those abilities. I mean, dude, he ragdolled Deontay Wilder.
It was bad. It was embarrassing.
Deontay Wilder's the biggest one-punch knockout artist I've ever known of in life.
That was embarrassing, Deontay Wilder. I need you to know that.
But he did ragdoll Deontay Wilder.
But Deontay Wilder tried to make it a race thing. Trump was still in office. It kind of was a race thing. And he used it, and he went in there and got treated.
He did get treated.
And it was pretty embarrassing. As a black male. I was disappointed. I was like, Deontay, wow, is this really? It was like, this what we doing? All right.
And it's crazy because Deontay could knock anybody out with one punch.
I ain't seen him since.
Yeah, well. He got Robert Helenius like next week. So
okay. Well, okay.
He should be able to torch that guy.
We'll see. We'll see. No disrespect, because he'll drop you too, and he dropped Tyson.
Yeah, which is
right. He dropped Tyson.
See, that's the crazy part for me. That's honestly probably I'm gonna say this. I'm gonna go on record right now. The craziest shit I ever seen in my life.
He says
the real life Undertaker. Tyson Fury, Deontay Wilder won. If you hadn't seen it, go back to just watch the 12th round. You're gonna see a man die and then come back to life and whoop the crap out of the other guy.
And then when you see him wake up, do that sound effect. And he just lifts up and says, "Oh, okay."
Or hit the bell like the Undertaker. Dong.
Yeah, man. That Taco Bell bell. Hit that one. And he just lifts up. And get the whooping ass.
Oh, man. Craziest thing I ever seen in my life.
That was wild.
Yeah.
That was wild.
Yeah.
Nah, Tyson Fury is a bad boy. No disrespect to Deontay Wilder. He's a bad boy. We'll see if he gets back in there because Tyson said he's going to step back. He's thinking about retiring.
Well, now he's calling out two guys. He's calling out Joshua. He wants to fight with Joshua because he knows that's big for the UK.
Yeah.
And they're going to make a boatload of money if that happens. And then he wants Usyk for the undisputed title.
Talk about a disappointment, Joshua.
Yeah.
He's been a disappointment.
I mean, listen, he was never a boxer. He got into it late in life and still got a medal.
Yeah.
And became heavyweight champion.
Because of his size.
Yeah, again.
Because of his size.
Big dude got yoked up. But, I don't know. Are we going to call him like a modern day Frank Bruno?
Right. I don't remember seeing 2 or 3 Frank Bruno's fights.
Okay.
But yeah, I mean, big muscular black dude from overseas. I want to say Frank Bruno fought a little harder, I guess.
Maybe. It was a different era.
Anthony Joshua looked like he's not interested when he's out there, it seems like. He's bored, man.
Ever since he got clipped by Andy Ruiz,
he ain't been the same.
Hadn't been the same guy.
He ain't been the same.
Yeah, he had not been the same.
Snap out of it, man.
AJ, you know what, AJ? If you can hear this.
We know you're listening.
Somebody send him this clip right here.
I know you're listening.
Somebody send him this clip right here. AJ, do yourself a favor. Go get trained. Your new trainer needs to be Teddy Atlas. Go hire Teddy Atlas and give yourself another run. All right. I'm just put that out there.
That's a good one.
Just put that out there.
Talking about motivation, talking about a mentor. Teddy Atlas.
The guy who taught Tyson.
He'll get you right, man.
How to fight. Customato was the behind all that, but Teddy Atlas was the vehicle. He was the trainer in the ring. If he teaches that style to Anthony Joshua, you got yourself a problem.
You got to be I think Teddy Atlas saw right away that Mike Tyson wasn't wrapped too tight.
I mean, he saw the real Mike.
And so you can do that type of thing.
He saw his weaknesses.
Yeah. Yeah. What do you think about the way Hulu stole Mike Tyson's
as bad as
life story?
As bad as I want to watch it, I haven't watched it. I just think that's bullshit, man. That really upsets me.
I'm not hearing good reviews. I'm hearing it's trash.
Well, see, my barber, My current barber, he tells me it's something that I need to watch. But I'm like, man, I'm not gonna do it. I'm not gonna do it. I'm not gonna support you stealing a man's life story, man.
Yeah.
But I did watch Predator though. That was really good.
You watched that one?
That was really good. Oh man.
But nah, Tyson, I want to see it too. I haven't seen it.
Well,
I thought I had the unlocked. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, no.
Fire stick.
I don't know what you're talking about. I don't know what you're talking about.
I thought I had the unlocked.
Foreign language to me. What does he mean?
It ain't working.
I don't know what he mean.
Mine ain't working. I need another key. But no, I'm gonna check it out though. We'll see what happens, man. We'll see what happens. Hey Lee, what we gonna do with this technology, man? How deep is this technology gonna get to the point to where, you know, people think they're living alternate lives? And
I mean, it's happening, brother.
what's this VR meta world?
Metaverse.
Man, what is that, man?
Hey,
Come on, man.
It's hard for me to keep up, but I know it's the world is changing every day. The world is changing every day.
And if you wanna keep up and continue to be
This is the
bossy in this
Whatever You
radio
Say
stuff,
podcast.
man, you better catch up with it.
Oh yeah,
man.
no. Hey, trust me, man. I mean, that's why. At least that's I know what's going on. I like I said, my depth of it is I'm dealing with what where that money again. Follow the money. Follow the money.
Yeah, man.
Are we making money in the metaverse yet? No. Okay. Can we? Well, then I'm listening. You know what I'm saying? I'm listening.
I'm with you, man.
But yeah, man, the world's changing every day, and it's interesting, man. I don't know what we're gonna look like in 10 years, 20 years. It's hard to say. It's hard to say, man. I mean, things are changing that fast, that rapidly. It's hard to say. I mean, my goodness. Yeah, 20 years. What's it gonna look like? I don't know, man. Maybe we'll be doing the same podcast, but I'll be over there, you'll be over there, but we'll both be here still. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, I don't know, man. I don't know.
Have a hologram or something.
Something, man. Something.
It's wild. Give me a celebrity. Give me a favorite celebrity you met. Give me a crazy celebrity story or something.
Ooh.
Been doing this for a while.
Well, I mean, I just have to say that, I mean, I'm very blessed to have been able to spend pretty much an entire day with my all-time favorite rapper,
An entire day?
Yeah, pretty much a whole day.
Who was that?
I remember when I was working in Texas, my boss at the time said, "Hey,
With Pimp?
so, yep." He said, "Hey, Pimp C's coming in town." He said, "I need you to pick him up. Here's the keys to the Escalade on 24s.
Oh, man.
Take him where he need to go. Make sure he's good, got whatever he need, and then make sure he gets to the show."
Wow.
I said, "Really?" I mean, dude, I just thinking about it right now makes me just beyond happy, man. Because I mean, that's my all-time favorite rapper.
So take me through it. You on the 24s.
Yeah.
You pick them up. What? Go to the room.
Big
what?
body pearl Escalade.
Okay.
Yep, man. Pick up Pimp from the airport. Yeah, man. Take him to go get checked in. I remember he didn't like the room. And see, we got him a room at the most bougie spot you could get. But he didn't like that. He was gonna have to share a room. He said, I don't know if I can say this because Pimp ain't here, but
he wanted to share. He had to share a room with.
Or at least I don't know if he was sharing a room or his guys had to share a room, and he wanted to make sure everybody had their own room.
Okay,
And I remember he said, "Man, is there any place else that is nice that got like jacuzzi, all that stuff? Like, is there anything other place?" I said, "Well, there is another place." He said, "Well, look, just take me over there." And I'll get with your man later. So I'll get with your boss later. Because I'm going to make sure he pay for it.
Make sure I get mine back.
Yeah, you know what I mean? So I was like, hey, whatever. So I took him, ended up getting a room. It was all good. And, man, we went around, went by the mall, went and ate steak and shrimp with Pimp over at Landry's on the water.
Okay.
Like, we riding around the city, man. He playing me all this unreleased music. And I'm like, yo, this is like a dream come true, man.
Right.
Because he was pretty fresh out. You know what I'm saying? Pretty fresh out. Yeah. So I'm in here hanging with Pimp, and we just had a great time. Got a chance to chop it up with him. Got a chance to.
So what year? Tell me what year we talking?
Let me see. It was several months before he passed. So what year was that? Was that like 06?
Several months before he passed.
Like, I'll look it up right now. It had to be like 06.
Yeah, it was early 2000s.
So he died 07.
Okay.
So 06, 07.
Okay.
06, 07. Yeah, man, it was dope, man. Got to kick it with Pimp for a whole day. And I'll never forget.
I heard he was funny. Was he funny?
I mean, just effortlessly. He wasn't trying to be funny. He was very raw. Like
His style is entertaining.
Very much so. As a matter of fact, I remember when we pulled up to the venue, and everybody was looking at us that night, right? That night, everybody seen the Escalade pull up, and everybody looking at us.
Right.
There's Pimp in there. You know what I'm saying? Everybody looking. And I remember this girl, she come up to the ride, and she's like, hey, guys. I was like, he was like, oh, God. You know what I mean? Like, who is this woman, you know? And then, and she's like, oh, she saw Pimp. She goes, hey, sweetie, everybody's waiting for you. We can't wait to see you in there. He said, let me tell you something, darling. Don't you ever call Pimp sweetie. He said, that's what you call a trick. I'm the pimp. I said, she said, oh, I'm so sorry. I just called everybody sweetie. He said, I know that. I'm trying to help you right now.
Don't you ever call me sweetie. That's a term for a trick.
I was like, boy, this is who that man is, man. No, man, it was just, again, man, it was a dream come true, man.
You know, and one thing I'll never forget about Pimp, I never met him or anything, but I always remember how he was the one rapper, I guess him and like, I don't know. I don't think help me out.
Okay.
Has there ever been another rapper? Because remember when he got out, he was making all type of music and telling niggas what books to read and talking down on everybody.
Mm-hmm.
You Atlanta niggas, y'all be doing this, and 50 Cent, you a rat. But nobody came back at him. Nobody. Like, in the history of hip-hop, I've never known a rapper to go at so many different people, have so many different strong opinions on different subjects, taboo subjects at that, and nobody says anything? Nobody.
I mean, I think there may have been a clap back on a 1-to-1 scale from Master P on something, if you dig off into that.
I do break them off. Break them off some. They did a song. I do remember. Because I remember Pimp saying something about P.
Right.
On that.
That whole storyline.
I heard P beat up Pimp.
Yeah, that's what I'm talking about.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? I mean, I was neither here nor there. I don't know.
Right.
I don't know. But I just know I heard something. You know what I mean? But yeah, Pimp, man, he was just one of them guys, man, who, I mean, he was authentic, man. Authentic. And he would even tell you kind of the way he would go about his stuff. He's like, man, listen, he would even say it himself. The interview's out there for you to look at. He said, I'm an all right rapper.
Yeah.
He said, I'm more like the mascot of the South. I give these boys something to have some pride in, to be proud about. You know, I represent the lifestyle that we want to live. You know, he knew what he was doing, man. He was a very smart man, smart man. And again, he just talk about, just game, just had game. You know, and that's why he was my favorite rapper, man. Like, he wasn't the coldest lyricist, he wasn't everything, but he was raw, and he came with that energy and really epitomized the goals that we had from where I'm from, man. We wanted to be riding that candy Cadillac, you know, on foes, and want to have that jewelry dripping. We won't be able to talk that shit. Listen, when Pimp C was on, and Bun B, when UGK did that Big Pimpin' with Jay-Z, when Pimp C said, what you know about them Texas boys coming down on candy toys, smoking weed and talking noise, dude, I felt like I felt like I was the man.
That
I was
was y'all.
like, he talking about us.
That was y'all's line
He
right
talking
there.
about us.
That was big, man. That was big.
Huge.
That was big. And like if you were up on UGK, you knew that was they finna blow out the water.
Oh, bruh.
They finna blow out the water. They got to join with Jay-Z. This is a rap.
The only other time in my life that I felt that proud was when I saw Still Tippin' Screwed and Chopped on MTV.
Yeah.
When I saw that, I was just like, we made it, y'all. We made it.
That was a big moment because, I mean, for us in Oklahoma, we knew about UGK, we knew about screw music, but we knew for the rest of the world, it was like, wow, that's a big look right there.
I mean, major.
That's a huge look.
Major.
Did you ever want to pimp?
This is the Whatever You Say podcast.
Come on now.
No.
Did you ever want to pimp? I feel like at some point, most, like, if you was in the hood, I'm going to tell you like this. It's my father. He used to always tell me how, three movies, Scarface, Godfather, and Superfly, what that did for his group of friends.
Yeah.
And how, like, a lot of him and his friends tried pimping at some point. Like, they was like, you know what? Okay, I'm gonna watch this movie and I'm gonna go start pimping. Like, they thought that's how it would go. Cause I got a couple uncles that you know, they tell those same stories. Like, man, when we watch Superfly, kind of like, I'm not gonna lie, and just for our generation, just another example how things go around and come around. Have you ever seen the movie? It was a documentary called American Pimp.
I remember that. Yeah.
Same effect. Like in the early 90s, mid 90s, a lot of cats like will watch American Pimp. Well, American Pimp came out kind of late 90s, kind of early 2000s, something like that. And they would watch that and be like, man, you know what? I can go start pimping. That's what I'm going to do. Tax-free money. Why not? But, you know, there's another side to pimping. She got to be down for it, too.
Yeah, right.
You got to, you know, that's the part that you always stubbed our toe when it came to that part.
Hey, man, can I quote Pimp C? Pimp it ain't dead, it just moved to the web.
Just moved to the website. That's it, man.
Now that,
that's all over the place. That's all over the place. Open up Twitter. You can pull up any
just cameras and screens.
Everything.
Yeah.
Open up Twitter, man. Like, Twitter has no filter, by the way.
No, brother.
None at all.
Whoa.
You can watch whatever you want to on filter.
Elon Musk, he owned that, don't he?
He said he was going for it.
I thought he bought it.
I thought he pulled out at the last second.
Did he?
Just to me, it looked like he was just teasing, like, you know, I'll buy this motherfucker anytime I want to.
Who owns Twitter? I'm asking Siri.
Yeah,
right
Siri. Siri got all the answers.
Oh, Musk is the largest individual shareholder of the company with 9.1% stake.
Okay. So he's like, I own most of it. Let me get the rest.
Yeah, you get the lion's share.
Yeah. But yeah, I think that was just a bully move. Like, I'll send all you motherfuckers home if I want to.
Oh, Vanguard, U.S.-based investment advisor. Vanguard, interesting name, is the largest shareholder, but Musk is the largest individual shareholder.
Okay.
Just for clarification.
Okay.
There it is.
There we go. But that's where we at. But
man, I really enjoyed, man, chopping it up with you, man. You know, this is one of my best friends, y'all, in life. It's always been great to talk with you, man. We talk sports all day long.
Forever,
especially,
man.
like I said, when it comes to boxing, that's just my thing. And this is one of the few guys who can actually go there with me on it, you know what I mean? And but just as a brother in life, man, I've really appreciated you. And, you know, like I said, I made the whole trip. I knew we were probably going to do this, but really it was just to catch up with you, man. I'm wishing you the best here with this podcast, with you going. Like I said, you're just one of the best talents I've ever had the chance to work with. And listen, man, this year, my career could buy a beer. I've been doing radio 21 years, man. I've been in broadcasting 21 years,
my man is old enough now.
Yeah, that's it, man.
21 years in this radio thing. That's a long time, dude.
I've been doing it longer than I hadn't been. Think about that now. You know what I mean?
Right.
I've been in the radio industry longer than I hadn't been in.
Because you haven't even crossed that threshold yet.
I mean, you know, let's not even talk about it, but you're right.
My man ain't even crossed that threshold
but
yet.
I'm right here. I'm right here. That's me. That's me.
That's a young man over here
Hey.
we talking to, man.
Yeah, man.
Talking about 21 years or some shit.
Well, you know the problem. The problem with that is they say, well, you're only as old as you feel.
Yeah.
Oh, that's bad news for me. Because listen, it's not about
feeling old?
it's not about the year. It's about the mileage.
Yeah.
I got some miles on me,
Yeah.
baby.
My man you got some experiences out there.
I don't know if
man.
you've seen that picture I took, man, from my birthday. I literally burning the candle at both ends. You know what I'm saying? That's your boy. But
I feel you.
But man, this has been great. And we came in here and we didn't have necessarily a script. We were just kind of do what we do naturally, and hopefully, man, you're able to take something away from this conversation. And we could actually do this all day, every day. Because again, this is one of my best friends. But brother, I just salute you. I've been excited about some of the people you've had on here. It was good to hear from Super Cool.
Yeah, man.
Shout out to the homie Super Cool. I know you've had. I've heard you working on now too. I'm excited about that. I know you had McKinney on here too, right? Brian Kenny?
Mike Kenny.
Mike Kenny. Mike Kenny. I know you had Chris McCain on here, JB.
Yeah,
guys that
yeah.
I'm familiar with.
Yeah.
I love that, man. Just keep doing your thing. And like I said, I hope I can come back and do this again with you too, man.
Anytime, dude. Even if, and I keep telling people, if I got to do a Zoom element in this thing, we're gonna break that open someday.
I like that
Also.
too. I like that. But
If that's what we got to do.
But this is something I want to do. I want to see you face to face, man.
face to face, live in the studio.
And we call that the OG FaceTime. You know what I'm saying?
There you go.
The OG FaceTime. That's another, to quote Pimp C one more time, it said, man, if you say something about me, you ain't got to worry about me putting that through the air. You finna smell my cologne.
Smell my cologne,
Come
man.
on, man. Hey, that's how we used to get down. See?
Yeah, man. Shout out, rest in peace to Pimp, man.
One of the realest,
Yeah,
man. One of the
I
realest.
forgot about that. When I asked you that, I was like, yeah. This guy, he's a Pimp C guy.
Hey, big time, man.
Forgot about that.
And I don't think he said this, but for some reason, every time I say it, people ask me, well, "What you been?
This
How
is
you
the
doing?"
Whatever You Say
For some
podcast.
reason, I want to get in like a Pimp C voice. It's like, man, baby, I'm just prayed up, trying to get paid up. You know what I'm talking about?
Hey, that sounds like a line. That sounds like a Pimp line to me.
I think that's my line. I'm gonna run with that. I'm gonna get some. Don't steal that from me. I'm printing up the shirts today, motherfuckers.
I'll take my guy shit. Hey, you know what? Speaking of, you need to get cause he all over the place with these damn burgers. Them bun.
The Trill burgers. Hey,
I need to
man.
try them things, man.
I tell you what I'm gonna do, man. I'm gonna get. Yeah, you're right. You on to something.
Come on now.
I got something coming up, man. Y'all just hang on tight. Your boy up to a lot of things, man. Hang on tight. Tap in Noel Sosa. Find me on the IG at Noel Sosa 1000. Find me on LinkedIn, Noel Sosa. Find me on the book, Noel Sosa. Just holler at me. I got some good things coming up, man.
Give him one more time. Rocks Radio.
Oh,
NWA.
roxnwa.com. That's ROX, by the way.
Yeah.
ROXNWA.com if you want to check that out. And yes, sir, man. That's where your man is at right now. And again, props to you, my brother. Keep doing what you're doing. Shout out to all your past guests. Shout out to all your future guests. And shout out to Nothing But Success, man.
Man, I couldn't say it no better, man. That's a real radio expert right there. You hear the voice. My man, Noel Sosa, also known as Elite One around these parts. Live in Whatever You Say studio, man. Just give me a little chop up time. I appreciate it, brother.
Hey, brother, it's actually probably done more for me than you can imagine, man. Just to be here with you, man. One of my, I know a lot of people out. They say, man, I got a big network in a small circle.
There you go. There you go.
And I'm just glad to be with someone who I am proud and so happy to have in my circle, man. Just keep doing your thing, brother.
Man, I will do, and I follow all those same sentiments, dude. I'm proud of you, what you doing right now, and from where I've seen you, where I met you at, to where you are now. I mean, sky's the limit. Like, seriously, I've seen it with my own eyes. This dude over here, man, he's covering mileage, he's covering states. Like, it can really happen like that. And but yeah, just stay down and stay committed, and stay purposeful, and stay consistent with how you treat people.
Yes,
Elite.
sir.
That's your number one quality. Is the way you treat people, man. And you're a good guy and you treat people well, and people appreciate that, man. That's why it's easy to reciprocate that back to you.
Well, I really appreciate that.
For real.
That means a lot. Thank you for that, my brother. And hey, I'm grateful for everybody who has treated me that way, right? I mean, I didn't get here just off. Remember, this wasn't my idea.
Nah,
you know,
right.
if I had got it my way, you know, I wouldn't be here today. wouldn't be, you know.
Yeah.
So I'm grateful for everybody who's blessed me. I mean, I shouted out some names earlier. You know, my friends. You know, you man. Shout out to Swick. I know. You know.
Swick, where you at?
Some people really held me down. And of course, man, my big bro, my mentor, Terry Monday. And I mean, God bless, you know, the Perry family and what they do over there. I'm just forever indebted to those folks. I mean, listen, man, when I showed up to their doorsteps, I was still half a knucklehead on the run, right? And they took me from that and gave me all the doors and, you know, opportunities, man, that I could ask for. And I mean, I raised my daughter with checks signed by Mr. Perry, and I'll never forget that. So I'm grateful for them, and grateful for Rocks Radio now, man, who believed in me to help take me to yet another level. You know,
Easy got to believe in, man. Come on, man. If you know his story, you know his background. Easy got to believe in. Real quick, do me a favor. Tell Nikki Nice I need to get her up in here.
Oh, Nikki,
come on now.
Hey, girl. Hey, hold on. Nikki, what's up, girl? How you doing?
Now you talking to a councilwoman now.
No, excuse me. Councilman Nice. God bless you, ma'am. I love the work you're doing. Make sure you come on here and see. Make sure you come and see my good friend Ivory. He's a good man, and we'd love to have you on the program.
That's our girl. That's our sister. That's our coworker.
Hey, man, real deal, dude. I miss everybody, man. I'm glad to be here. I miss a lot of folks. Absolutely.
No doubt. Your guy, my guy, Elite One. But when you cross over the Arkansas state line, Noel Sosa, Rocks Radio, NWA, huh?
Oh, yeah, man.
No doubt, man. Whatever you say, podcast.
I don't think it's white folks. I think it's Negroes. I do not think this is white folks. It could be. It could be white folks. But I think it's Negro. I think a Negro did this.
This is the Whatever You Say podcast.
Surround yourself with people whose eyes light up when they see you coming. 2, slowly is the fastest way to get to where you want to be. And 3, the top of one mountain is the bottom of the next, so keep climbing.